Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? Guitar Lilin, I hope you are well. Those credits do really like to stare, don't they? And you still haven't found your cow spawner card. That is getting a little ridiculous, I agree. Wolfie, how are you doing? How is everybody doing? Apologies for being a little bit late. Been having a bit of a rough day, kind of mental health wise. So I just needed to take a little bit longer to get myself ready. But we are here. We have stuff. As I said yesterday, I did go through and I did AFK a little bit, and we got a bunch more arsenic from the cobaltite we put through. You would have thought so, Guitar Lilin, yeah. I certainly would have thought so. What are we doing with this? We just macerating this now? Yes. I may as well put it through here. I would have thought so. It would be interesting if you could use the everlasting beef to turn to make the iron ore. That just gave you a renewable way of doing it. That'd be interesting. Pretty sure it doesn't work that way, but it would be interesting. Anyway, right, let's put some more of this stuff through here. Okay, so I did it, like I say, I did AFK a little bit yesterday, going through some of the ruby and the cobaltite. We've got a whole bunch of gallium now. I think I've put some more in the ME system as well, and same with the chromium. We've also got a bunch of chromium because we were going through some ruby. If we put all of this into here, along with apparently my torches. Yeah, we've got like 499 chromium now, which is not a huge amount, but it's some. Gallium, we got 424, and arsenic, we have 400. So we're doing all right for those at the moment. Like, not amazingly, but not bad. Better than we were before. The plan for today, a few things we need to do. Before we get into that, I've made a decision about my circuits. We're going to be kind of moving all of the circuit crafting stuff off to one of these sides, I think. And we're going to set up an area to one of these sides where we're going to set up passive crafting of circuits. So everything that the circuits need to craft will be put into here. And then what we'll do is we'll put it on a sub network, have the expose only the items we need to for that sub network and for the circuits, and then we'll get it to passive craft them and then feed them back into the ME system. And that should be good. Is the hope. So that's what we're going to do with that. But before we do that, I want to get better circuits. And in order to get the better circuits, basically, once we've got the tier 3, the final tier of LV circuits, I'll start working on the passive crafting of them, of everything. But for those, we need the plastic printed circuit boards. This is what we need, one of the main things we need to work on today. For these, we need copper foil and either iron chloride or sodium persulfate. We do have the sodium persulfate being passively crafted at the moment. Although once the salt water runs out, we're going to have to find a new way of getting it. Because the salt water will deplete eventually. So we are going to need to find a better way of doing this. Eventually, actually, I think iron chloride is a better way of doing it. If I remember rightly, but I could be wrong. Iron dust and hydrochloric acids. But yeah, anyway, either way, we need to make these. So the iron chloride or sodium persulfate we've got. Copper foil we can do. So the plastic circuit boards are the bit we need to work on. These shouldn't be too bad, in fairness. If only we had polyethyl cyanoacrylate sheets. We could get a lot more out of them, but we don't. We don't have PBI either. We do have polyethylene, but that will only give you one plastic circuit board per polyethylene sheet. We don't have PTFE yet. That would give us 4. That would have been nice. And then the thing that we are going to do is PVC sheets, polyvinyl chloride. In order to make polyvinyl chloride all we basically need to do is vinyl chloride and oxygen. Vinyl chloride is just made with chlorine and ethylene. That also gets us a little bit of hydrochloric acid as well, which we could actually use for the iron chloride, now that I think about it. But yeah, there's other recipes. There's oxygen, hydrochloric acid, and ethylene, which will also give you vinyl chloride. But since we have chlorine coming in at the minute, we'll just go with this for now. We might need to switch that out later. But that will get us vinyl chloride and some hydrochloric acid. The ethylene, however, this is the bit that we need to kind of fix at the moment. We are making ethylene right now over here with this bit, with all this. But this is only turning it into... It's not storing the ethylene anywhere, it's just turning it into polyethylene. And we kind of need to maybe expand on this a little bit. And, well, actually we can easily expand on this, because this is... If we just make another chemical reactor, we should be able to keep up with both the polyethylene and the polyvinyl chloride. So that's what we need to do today. So but basically what we're going to have to do is move all of this and put it into a slightly more permanent spot, and hopefully make it in a way that is a little bit easier to expand. So that's the first job. I would also, if we can get these the next tiers of circuits sorted out, I do want to get to the ore processing today as well. I'm not like that part of the pack unless there's something you've missed. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. We will be back on the Skies of New Stone Hollow tomorrow. So I guess we'll find out then whether I'm going to enjoy it or not. I hope I do, because I really don't want there to be like another pack that I just kind of quit. We've already done that with enough of them recently. Oh, give me 2 seconds, chat. Sorry about that. Apparently we've got a helicopter flying around outside randomly. As you do. Right, so I'm going to leave this. I think I'm going to leave this to... Let's turn that off for now. We've got to move all this out of here, but at the same time, I don't want to waste a whole bunch of the fluids. Not that they're difficult to come by. All this is kind of renewable stuff, so it's not really that big of a deal. But I would rather not waste it if I can help it. So we'll let that run through there, and we'll figure out where we're actually going to put stuff. So this is where all of our passive stuff's going. So it will be going over here somewhere. We just have to figure out where. And how exactly we're going to do this. I'm kind of thinking we want to do this so we'll have, like, depending on how much space we need, like walkways, like down along these areas, then something in the center, and then something on this side, and then the same over here, although we need a little bit of space in here to kind of get in and then move around. Because this area it's not going to be the prettiest, unfortunately. But it will be there. Oh, well, we also did go through all of the energetic alloys, so I've switched these both over to doing stainless steel now as well. Right. I think we can just get rid of all this. I don't think we need to keep it. Let's get rid of all of that. And the macerator. So how long has it taken you to try and get that cow spawner egg? Or card, rather. It's not an egg, is it? I feel like it shouldn't take that long. I feel like there must be something that's been overlooked. Either by you or the devs. I do have a fluid draw. Beautiful. Right, let's just put this up here for now. Yeah, that's the bit that's confusing me. Like, what to have them, they could like only be lootable. Seems a little weird. Like, if you could make them from like X amount of raw beef or something, and like a blank card of some kind would make more sense. I don't know, I'll have to have a look. Well, I'll probably actually have a look tonight because I'm going to have to figure out what we're doing tomorrow anyway. I might just have a look tonight. Let's clear all these. We'll reset all of this stuff. Everything done. Okay. Is there a Discord, do you know, for the pack? I haven't had a chance to have a look to see if there is one yet or not. I might have a look later to see if I can find anything on the Discord. Okay, right. This section is going to be its own thing. So where do I want to put this? Kind of feel like just in here should work. If we start with the compressors, we might need to move some of this stuff around. We need to make sure there is at least one block of space in here. And then if we put these like that, connect those up to there. Those will go into a macerator, as we had them before. Yeah, that would be my concern as well. It does like absolutely seem like you need a lot of these things. I think I'll put that down there. And if that's the case, and they're not easily obtainable, that's definitely going to cause issues. That is not where that goes. But yeah, I might have a look tonight then, actually, and see if this is something I want to continue with. Like 1 cow killed per 5 minutes at current level of spawner. Wait, so the spawners do work? They just work. Do they? So do the spawners work at all? Like, do they just work, but they work slower? I've not looked at all into how this mod works. I really should do. Oh, can I make Oh, I can actually make infinite water covers now. Do I want to, though, is the question. Yes, I absolutely do. Let's get a mob net and get a cow into that, but this method is not mentioned at all in the quest book. To be fair, a lot of things aren't mentioned in the quest book. It's for me, it's actually one of the things I quite like about it, because it does rely on your knowledge of mods, rather than just showing you how to do, like, one way to do everything. I quite like that, but if it's a situation where, like you're in at the minute, where you don't necessarily know what you're supposed to do, and it's not blatantly obvious, it can be rough, definitely. And I'm going to go ahead and guess that there is no in-game documentation for it either. Right, we've still got a few things we need to make here. Like stainless steel normal pipes. No book or similar, and the wiki on the net is not super helpful either. This is one of the things, it's actually one of the things I've been finding with SevTech Ages as well, is that, like, it's nice to use these lesser known mods, but 9 times out of 10, they're poorly documented, and very few people know how to use them because they are lesser known mods. I guess this just kind of highlights why it's so important to properly document your mods. Bolts. And then just a steel rotor. It's the thought that easy mob farm will be self-explainable and don't need any book. But the thing is, though, I know for a fact that, like, I've seen people... well, I've seen Mr. Wiggly kind of playtesting, at least Rise of New Stone Hollow. I haven't seen them playing the Skies one. They've done the Rise of New Stone Hollow one. So I know, and I know he is, like, kind of involved in the development of it, along with Arendor. I can never remember exactly how that's spelled. So you would think that it would have been tested. But apparently not. I don't know. I'm in two minds about this now. I really don't want to start another new playthrough of something. But at the same time, I also really don't want to carry on something that's going to just get frustrating because of RNG. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens tomorrow, I guess. Right, now we should have our infinite water cover. Now we don't need to worry about piping water into this thing. Or I guess we could also do this on... We could also make another infinite water cover and use that for... kind of filling the ME system up. Hey, Kaz. I trust your intelligence enough, Guitarland, that you would have known... If it was something that was obvious, you would have noticed it. I trust your intelligence enough for that. How you doing, Kaz? Where's the import hatch? There we go. Import hatch can go there. Let's place that down to the bottom. And if we put that... Ta-da! Infinite water. Wonderful. I think we're going to put the maintenance hatch just on the front there. That's Copilot when PNZ would release. It told me it's still in early development and link you to a video by Pally. Hey, at least Pally's getting a little bit of exposure for that. That's a good thing. And obviously so's the pack. Feels like how hard it is. You must have missed something. I can't think what though, Guitarland. I can't think what you will have you could have missed. Right, biomass. We don't have any. Well, we don't have any item outputs from this, do we? So why do I have? Why do I have an output bus? I don't know. I guess that's just gonna go there and be completely ignored. Because there is no item outputs from this. There we go. All right. Oh, I've still got to do the maintenance again now, haven't I? Ah. Good job we made these things. Wait, where are they? There they are. Ta-da! Duct tape fixes everything. That's because that you have to start the pack and tomorrow and have crafting recipes for all the cards you don't have. I imagine that's not going to be the case, Guitar Lilin. We'll see though. How you doing, Anarchy? Wait, I thought I somehow just managed to void all the biomass in there. This setup really does take up a lot of space, doesn't it? That's good though. That's fine. Right. Let's get this figured out then. Right. We need power going to all of this. Got a rare 2 days off in a row. Still worn out though. Yeah, I can relate to that. Two days is never enough. Okay, right. That should be fine. And then if we put an interface down here, that should give us access to that. We don't need to have access to the biomass anywhere else, so that can just stay there. Actually, the next bit we kind of... So what do we actually need to store here? We don't really need to store the biomass. The biomass will the only time we're going to need that is a little bit later on when we need to make bacterial sludge. Otherwise, it's just being turned straight into ethanol. Do I need ethanol for anything else? Like, do I need to be trying to keep a backlog of ethanol? We're needing, at the minute, we're needing it to make ethylene. Ethyl tert butyl ether. That's needed for high-octane gasoline, so we will need it for that later on. Otherwise, glycerol. Which we need for epichlorohydrin. Which we need for liquid epoxy. Which I know we need later. So maybe we do store at least a little bit of... maybe we do store at least a little bit of ethanol. Hey, Rallius. How's it going? Got 3 days off next week. Pay for one of them because holiday, but days off are split apart some. Yeah, it never helps when they're kind of split apart, does it? Because it just means you don't really have the time to properly relax. It's just like you get a little bit of time to relax, then you got to go back to work, then you got to relax again and go back to work. It's just like stopping and starting. Right, interface. You're fighting shit you don't understand. Sounds like my life. Are we talking kind of like work-related shit, help-related shit, computer-related shit? What kind of shit are we talking? Hey, Eric. How's it going? Ah, these bits are awkward. I always like to come off this, like, this central branch here, but it's just so much easier to come off there. It just messes, like, when you come up, I like things to be nicely organized, so there'll be a central line down of the, each of the chunks, and then I'd like to come off that central line, but with this, because we have, come off the side there, with this line, this is closer to here, and now it's just messed up the whole... You know what? Fuck it. I'm doing it anyway. Working computer-related shit. You've been tasked with building an iOS app using our CI/CD. I have no idea what that is. Can't get the damn thing to not fail. I'm going to say, you know, I'm aware you're not looking for any help with that, but I would be no help. Oh, actually, would this be better off? No, it would be better off over here, wouldn't it? Actually, no, it wouldn't. Oh, fuck, I've fallen. I've fallen down. It would be better off. Yeah. Right. Facing the right way, it is. Can't even see the pack mentioned anywhere on Discord. So, good start then. Actually, you know what? That would have been better where it was. As if we do that, that's... Wait, what the... You, I broke things. That's better. Alright, we have power. We have that connected. What do we actually need to send through here? We literally just need to send out sugarcane, don't we? Literally all we need to send out. What happened to round robin? There we go. Okay. And those need to insert on there. That needs to extract to there. So we need to extract from here. Actually, I wonder... Can we get away with doing this without the extraction cards? I never thought to do this before. We can actually use stocking mode, because stocking mode pulls items from insertion cards. Weirdly. I don't know why it does it that way, but it does. So that means we don't need to have an extract card on these as well. We just need stocking mode on here, so this will drag all of the plant balls from there into there. Beautiful. I love my laser IO sprinkler system. Wait, which laser IO sprinkler system? Don't go dissing my laser IO system. It's nice and organized. How you doing, Zodo? But the one thing I will say with my laser nodes, and you will notice this, and I will say it consistently, my lasers need to be straight. When I set them up, they have to be in straight lines or 45-degree angles, or I'm not happy. Astra list of well-known mod pack devs. The ATM team wasn't mentioned, really. Was What the Drunk? Was it mentioned as the like the actual, like What the Drunk? I think was the actual like lead dev of that, of the ATM team, isn't he? And more importantly, Kaz, were you in there? Yeah, go for it, Guitar. If it's going to save me a lot of time. Actually, no, wait till tomorrow, Guitar Lilin. Wait till tomorrow, see if I can figure it out. I probably won't be able to, but just if I start to struggle for a little while, let me know then. Okay. So, we turn that on. What do we need in the way of a circuit? One. Why are you deciding that you do not want to work? Oh, because you haven't got any power. That would be a reasonable excuse. Okay, there we go. Now we are getting biomass. Mentioned FTB, Del Costo, you, trees? I have never heard of them. Enigmatic Team and Shadows of Fire. Wait, the name Shadows of Fire rings a bell. Hey, Mint. How you doing? I'm doing alright today, actually. I'm not too bad. Mental health has been a little bit crappy. But I'm doing alright, and I'm keeping myself occupied, so... Okay, so what we need to do from here, basically, is we need to turn the biomass into ethanol in the distillery. And then from there, we need to turn the ethanol into ethylene. By using sulfuric acid. Oh, is that how it was? Okay. I appreciate that, Sodo. Thank you. I'm gonna need to get a storage cell in there for the diluted acids as well, which weather would clear up. and not losing internet anymore. Say, oh, you've been having internet issues. I was having issues a week or so ago. Like it would just randomly cut out several times in the middle of the stream. It's not fun. Now, hopefully it manages to stay stable. Four days of straight rain. You can have some of the warm weather from here. I would happily take the rain and give you the warmer weather we've got at the minute. I'm much more of a wet weather person. Right, okay. So we do want to store a little bit of ethanol. Or do we want to bother storing the ethanol? Or do we just want to set up a... Because we need it for... You know what, we won't store the ethanol. We will just store the ethylene. We'll get as far as the ethylene, and then we'll store it there. So we need an MV chemical reactor, and we need an MV... MV distillery, which we have, obviously, over here. Can I have it all? I would happily take it. I love rain. It's so long as you don't, I guess, as long as you don't have to go out in it or kind of be like walk somewhere in it, get wet, and then have to be sat somewhere soaking wet. It's not the best then, but right, we can get rid of that now. We'll let that finish going through what it's doing. Have your rain too? I'll take all the rain. I will gladly take all the rain. Okay. I think I need to switch this around a little bit. I need to... Actually, no, I was going to say I need to, like, not break this while it's working, but it really doesn't matter. It's a completely renewable product. So what I'm thinking, though, is... Since this is all part of the same kind of production line, we put the distillery there. I might switch this around again. We put the distillery in the middle. We put the... Oh, what do we need to output from these? Oh, we still got to steal the wood pulp, haven't we? And then the ethanol. The ethanol will then just get piped down into the chemical reactor with sulfuric acid, which is here somewhere. There it is for the ethylene, and then we've also got to deal with the diluted sulfuric acid, but that we will pipe back into the ME system. So I think what we want to do is actually move that up to the top. Storage there. And then we put... Oh, I didn't pick up the distiller, the chemical reactor yet, did I? Was waiting until it finished off. Actually, let's get rid of sulfuric acid from there. Actually, let's get rid of everything. Let's stop everything coming through there for now. Oh, this takes forever. You know what, let's just do that. Oh, that's right. We can't put the sulfuric acid in cells, can we? I need to find... tank of some description. That'll work. We'll just steal that. Okay. Now I can go down there. Unfortunately, these would either need to be on a 4-amp converter, or that's basically it. They're going to be on a 4-amp converter. Although I might set this up so we can have, like, if we've got a 4-amp converter, we might be able to put both the polyethylene and the polyvinyl chloride production on the same converter. That should work. Anyway, the distillery takes hundreds EU per tick. And the chemical reactor. Well, we are doing the chemical reactor. Oh no, it does have to be MV, doesn't it? Okay, so those would take up 2 amps basically, or 220 EU per tick. And then if we take the ethylene, and we can turn that into... Oh, hold up. Oh no, we need benzene for the styrene, don't we? Where is... Yeah, the polyethylene takes... Polyethylene will only be running at LV, but we'll put it in an MV chemical reactor so we can underclock it. So that goes to, what, 250 EU per tick? What about PVC? Hey, Quiet. How are you doing? Although PVC we also want to put into a fluid solidifier as well to turn straight into PVC sheets. But this we need vinyl chloride, so that would be this can all be done at LV as well, so we don't need to worry too much about that. We're gonna have to deal with the hydrochloric acid as well. Yeah, I think a 4 amp, the 4 amp MV converter should be plenty to run all of this. What I would like to do though, I think... Let's worry about that in a little bit. Let's get everything set up for making the PVC. We've got all we need for making the polyethylene. Actually, let's go and fill these up as well, so we haven't got random cells of fluids. Or I guess the easier way of doing this would be to put them back in storage. Also, let's get another 1K fluid cell. Hey, not bad. Got some time before Ruby's vet appointment. How has Ruby been? Has she still seemed okay? Oh wait, we don't want to store the ethanol, do we? Take that out of there. The ethylene we do want to store, but not yet. The oxygen we can put back in there. Perfectly normal still. That's good. I'm assuming, anyway. Oh, we do need another 1K storage cell as well for the diluted acids. We should never need any more than a 1K storage cell for those, because the idea is that we're just going to send those diluted acids out to wherever they need to go. And undilute them. Right, I think I'm going to have to do without overflow destruction cards for now, but I really don't want to. You know what? I am going to make these auto-craftable. We are going to need them. That is guaranteed. I do need more patterns as well. Soon we are going to be in a position where we can not have to worry about the amount of blank patterns we're making. Hopefully that time will be very, very soon. Honestly, I would say it's probably going to be worth it just for your peace of mind. Quiet. Right. Ethylene. And then this will go with... There's only diluted sulfuric and hydrochloric acid. Okay, diluted acids. That's the earliest you've ever caught something wrong with one of your piggies? Well, hopefully it is nothing. Hopefully it is just you being an overprotective parent. And that she's actually going to be absolutely fine. Right, ethylene should now be in... Oh. Why have you not stored in there? Ethylene. Why have you stored in there and not in the ethylene storage cell? I would have thought it would go for a... Is it just the positioning of the cells in there? Is that all it is? I wonder. Yeah, it is. So basically what I'll need to do is have the random fluids one in a separate storage drive from all the other fluids on a lower priority. Yeah, let us know how it goes, Quiet. But I'm doing alright. I'm not too bad. Mental health has been a little bit shitty today, in fairness, but I'm keeping myself occupied. Oh, I am all good. Oh, we are going to need hydrochloric acid as well, aren't we? We do need another 1K drive. And then that will give us, well, hydrochloric acid. That's a good point as well, actually. I can get more chlorine out of the hydro... Actually, that is a good point. Hold up. Polyvinyl, or polyvinyl chloride. Where are we getting the hydrochloric acid from again? Oh, that's polyvinyl acetate. That's not what I'm looking for. The vinyl chlorides... Okay, so 1 bucket of our chlorine is going into the hydrochloric acid. And 1 bucket of hydrogen. I don't know where the carbon's coming from. Oh, right, the ethylene, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, if we need more chlorine for whatever reason, we can electrolyze the hydrochloric acid to get more. Should we need it? We don't have a hydrochloric acid thing here, do we? Just before I make this. No. Been feeling that. Finally felt good last night, and you finished reading the book after 2 hours. Awesome. I need to read more. Oh, she's so fluffy. She does look like she's eyeing you, saying, "What the fuck am I doing in here?" Although I'm sure it's going to be a lot more comfortable than a cardboard box. Right, hydrochloric acid. There we go. I have just realised that this is not costing me any levels, I don't think, to rename. No, it's not actually. I hadn't realised that till now. It doesn't cost you any levels to rename it. Right, we've already got some hydrochloric acid here, so we can empty this out into there. And that should have gone in there. Perfect. Okay, right. So now that we've got some storage sorted out for those, let's sort out what we actually need here. It kind of is, yeah. I would agree with that. With making the PVC, we are going to need one chemical reactor and some oxygen, and then we're also going to make the vinyl chloride. We are going to need one chemical reactor and some chlorine, and some ethylene, obviously. So we need 2 chemical reactors and a fluid solidifier, I think. All probably need to be MV. Just to make life a little easier. There we go. Oh, we are just going to be missing the same things again, so we just grab one more of those and one more of those. I should know what to make of it. She's also never been to the vet, so today will be interesting. I mean, she gets to experience new things, I guess. That's chemical reactors, and we need a fluid solidifier. And of course, chests are the one thing I don't have auto-craftable at the moment. You ain't gonna like it, you can already tell. I tell you that much. I mean, do any pets really like going to the vets? Oh man, we get so much charcoal. How much lubricant have we got now, anyway? 851 buckets. Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. We're almost to a point now where we can actually make sulfuric acid in the nice, easy way. Oh, and we can also apparently get it from Venus, just from fluid drilling. But okay. But yeah, the way we're making it at the moment is with sulfur trioxide and water, and then that sulfur trioxide is made with sulfur dioxide, and then that's made with sulfur and oxygen. Whereas once we can get to the LCR, we have this nice, easy recipe of, if I can find the LCR, water and sulfur. That's it. 4 buckets of water, 1 sulfur, sulfuric acid. Nice and easy. Takes 16 seconds, but that can easily be increased. Or decreased, I guess. The same as that recipe, and a little slower than that one, but a lot less steps. Unknown people poking and prodding. I'm Ruby. I'm not. Yeah, I'd be right there with Ruby as well, honestly. Right, fluid solidifier, and we need. It's a plate mold we need, isn't it? Because we need PVC sheets. Yeah, plate mold. Perfect. Okay, right. Let's go and get the rest of this set up. So, if we have this, we'll have, I think what we'll do is we'll have the, yeah, we'll have these there. We'll have the fluid solidifier, 2 chemical reactors. That will make the PVC. That is now empty. And then for this, we literally just need the advanced chemical reactor, right? Now the next thing is, where do I want to put this? If I left this space open, would there be space there to put something else in? Yes. Because we could technically put the chemical reactor for this on top of there. I don't really like that. I'd much prefer to have it there. But then we lose like a little bit of space. Although I guess we can use that for kind of a walkway if we need to. I think that'll be fine. Oh, one thing I was thinking though, I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing already. I've just remembered that I was gonna set it up so we could have another chemical reactor in here making the ethylene. Because the ethylene is very, very slow. Yeah, sulfuric acid and ethanol, 60 seconds. To make one bucket. To make one bucket of ethylene, whereas the ethanol we're getting in 600 millibuckets every 3.2 seconds. So we would be backing up massively on this. I think we're going to have to move all this slightly. And then we'll do it so we can have chemical reactor there. We'll make one more for now. And then next to those, we'll do the other chemical reactors. And the fluid solidifier there. And chemical reactor there. That actually fills the space out a lot nicer as well. And then we can add more chemical reactors onto there if we need them. Because all of this slot is going to be running an LV. So we should be able to run 2 of these. Actually, let's see how many we could run off a 4 amp converter. Because these are going to be all going to be underclocked to LV because we don't really need them any faster than that. If we go from the ethanol, this will only take 100 EU per tick if it was running constantly, which it probably won't be. And then the ethanol down into ethylene is 120. So say 240 plus the 100, 340. Okay, plus these are each at least, like 30 EU per tick, I think, for the chemical reactors for the PVC. So 340 plus 30 is what, 370, 400. 430. And then the fluid solidifier is just going to be like 7 EU per tick, so 437. As long as it's below 512, which it will be. Okay, so we need one more chemical reactor. I also had to process some news this morning. Good news, but still needed processing. The guy who wanted the erotic fan fiction came back and decided he could actually afford it. Is that the good news? I'm glad I made you laugh. Are you able to share the good news? Your 19-year-old cousin... Oh, shit. Congratulations. I'm hoping that both mother and baby are both healthy. And then we might even be able to add another one of these on here. Potentially. Okay, so we got that. We shouldn't need to store ethanol. Although I am very tempted to put another fluid drawer underneath here and then just store the ethanol as well. Hey, Samedis, how you doing? I'm sure that your baby cousin has her own baby now. Is it making you feel older, Quiet? You tired AF? Yeah, I can relate. I'm guessing you didn't sleep well. Or just had a very busy day. Right, what do I need? Polyethylene ingots. What, and this needs to be, what, large polyethylene pipe? Oh, we actually have the thing set up for those. Which is where? Large pipe. Beautiful. I mean, as long as everyone's happy and healthy, then it's awesome news. Yeah, we'll store a little bit of the ethanol. Just, we won't need to store it in the ME system. I didn't say, well, were your little dude waking you up multiple times and having a heavy day of work? Is the little dude okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I am going to need to get a pusher upgrade to push down into there, or get a pump, one or the other. That needs to go into there. Okay, right, so ethanol. How much do we need to send into here? Just one bucket. That works nicely. If we set these... Oh, I'm going to run out of fluid cards, aren't I? We should have a few more when we break these down. Although really not many. I'm going to have to go and make a few more. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I really like that. I was literally just thinking, I wish that was a thing. Basically, when you... Why I'm so happy about this, by the way, is when you... With Laser IO, when you set it to auto-input cards that are in your inventory, like, into the card holder, it will input any card regardless. Like, so it will input a bunch, like, if you break a node, it will input a bunch of configured cards into there, and then you've got to take them out, kind of put them into the crafting grid and unconfigure them. Whereas with this, it seems like this is set at the minute to auto pull cards in there, but it's ignoring the configured ones. So you can keep them in your inventory, put them through a thing like that, and then once you've kind of unconfigured them, they'll get dragged into the thing. Although it is also doing it with logistics overclockers as well, which isn't... Oh, damn it. I've just realized why it's doing it. Never mind. I was very excited for a moment then. I am a little bit less so now. It's not doing it because it's full. I thought that I'd just kind of somehow managed to add an extra feature into there that I didn't realize. And now I'm sad. God damn it. I was all happy then. On the plus side, though, we have got a lot more fluid cards. But that's good. Yeah, I know, right? I got my hopes up for nothing. Also, we've gone through all the silicon. I need to put more silicon balls in. Right, that should be backed up now. It is. My keyboard is doing weird things again. I keep getting these things where it's like my keyboard input isn't always getting registered, or it's kind of like sticking. And my D key is only like occasionally working at the moment. Like, I'm constantly pressing the D key at the minute, like tapping it. That's kind of irritating, but okay. Anyway, right. We need to... Wait, what do we need to insert into here? Just the ethanol, right? How you doing, internal? Don't touch the work folder next to your keyboards. Mead, how are you doing as well? I can't remember if I said that yet or not. Yeah. Okay, this is driving me up the wall. Hold on. Yeah, something's going weird with this today. It does it occasionally anyway, but it's like, it's really bad today. No, still only a 62% memory usage. CPU's fine, GPU's fine. Yeah, the keyboard could do with a good clean, to be honest. I just haven't had the time to do it. But the thing is, though, it's not just the keyboard that's causing the issues, I don't think. I might need to get a bloody new one at this rate. Yeah, it definitely needs a decent clean, though. I just can't do it in the middle of a stream, so it'll have to wait. And if it gets too annoying, we'll just have to call it early for the stream. Okay, right. So we need to... extract from there. Although I should have locked that before I did that. I don't know. It might just need cleaning quite, but there's getting weird things like where sometimes it doesn't register the import properly. Sometimes it doesn't. There's like, almost like a drift kind of thing with it, where you'll let go of the key and it will just keep moving. It's been doing it for a while. Like sometimes it's worse than others. But it's driving me up the wall. It's not that old. A few years, but... I can't really afford to buy a new one, though, so it's going to have to be fine. It is driving me nuts today, though. It's really bad today, and it is absolutely driving me nuts. Right, are you going to actually... Why are you not round-robining like you're supposed to? Most of the WAS and D keys, but I'm only noticing it on those because obviously those are the keys I use the most. What height in Minecraft can you make ice no matter what the biome? I don't believe there is a height. No, this is driving me nuts. It's really, really bad today. Yeah, it's not round robining it. Oh, no, it is. Of course it is. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, right, let's set that to exact and take it down to 1 bucket. Anyway, that's kind of thrown me a little bit, that little annoyance. If it keeps doing it, I am going to call it early because I will get frustrated. And I'm just going to have to go and clean the keyboard and see if that helps. I don't fucking need this today. Come on. Right, so what else do we need to actually deal with here? So we're going to be storing the ethylene. Did I put an item card in there? I did. Why did the fluids disappear? That was weird. What? Why do the fluids disappear as soon as I need them? Put in the filter. What the fuck? What the actual shit? I think that's liquid polyethylene, right? Yeah. The liquid polyethylene is going to be going there. Ethylene is going to be getting pushed back into there. And we do actually need that there as well. Polyvinyl chloride sheet. Speaking of which, we're going to need a storage space for those before we get too much in there. Alright, it's doing it again. Just drive me up the fucking wall. Okay, so as far as the ethanol is concerned and turning into ethylene, what do we need? Sulfuric acid. And then we need to the ethanol and sulfuric acids. Okay. Right, we just got to give these things some power as well. That is kind of something I'm missing. Okay, so those should be making ethylene. No, this is getting ridiculous. Right, and this needs to be on circuit what? 1. Ethylene and diluted sulfuric acid. Those need to be extracted. We need to put make sure that diluted sulfuric acid will go in there as well. I do need to deal with the wood pulp still. That, I guess we can just set up on there. I don't think we have any need for it, honestly. But we may as well keep it. Sifting for 700. Why 729 glowstone? Right. So if we put... wood pulp. There we go. Right, that's taken care of the wood pulp. And we should now have ethylene coming in as well. My only concern is if we're using the sulfuric acid too quickly. I need to make sure I keep that stocked up for now. I'm not going to bother changing our sulfuric acid setup now until we can get to LCRs. I don't think there's much point. Okay. Oh, there we go. We have a little bit of ethylene coming in. Next thing that I didn't think about. How am I going to shut these machines off when I need to? We can't really get into the sides of these at all. This one's easy enough, obviously, to deal with, but these... Guess we actually put that down there instead. I don't like machines being on the floor, but... Actually, no, I can't. It's got to be a head height. I don't even know why I've still got a sword on me. We're in peaceful now. Right, how am I going to turn these off? My one concern is, like, I don't want to be putting too much of anything in these. Like, I don't want to fill up the full 16 buckets of these with, like, with ethylene, because we aren't going to get that much ethylene in. So polyethylene and polyvinyl chloride. Actually, vinyl chloride is what we want to look at. That's 1 bucket every 8 seconds. That's 1 bucket every 8 seconds. So they're both that's 144 millibuckets every 8 seconds. We're not actually going to be producing enough to keep up with this. Because we're only going to be producing... How much? 1 bucket every 30 seconds. Hey, Life. How you doing? You're going to be producing 1 bucket every 30 seconds. Which is not a lot. So what I've got to be able to do is distribute evenly between this and this. That's what I need to figure out. Thankfully, Laser IO should make that relatively easy. I was doing alright, not so great now, honestly. I'm glad you're doing well, then. Or at least alright. Right, let's figure out the PVC first. Wait, no, PVC's only... Oh no, it's 144 millibuckets of vinyl chloride every 8 seconds. I'm trying to figure out what the easiest way for us to distribute this is going to be. That's 1 bucket to 1 bucket. The vinyl chloride uses 144 millibuckets every 8 seconds. That's roughly 6.9. Of these per bucket of vinyl chloride. So if we just put 1 bucket in there every... whatever, like, 8 times 7 is. 56 seconds. That should be enough to keep that going. So 1 bucket every 56 seconds, and then we put the rest going into there. But we want to do this on separate channels. Right, how many ticks is 56 seconds? I might be completely screwing this up, by the way. I don't know. At 1,120. If we extract... exact amount, 1 bucket every 1,120 on channel 2, and then insert that into there. Well, we'll change that in a moment. What else needs to go into there? I'm trying to do this so we don't, like, so we can, like, get a reasonable amount of both of them. And then 2 buckets of chlorine. Although the chlorine doesn't really matter. The chlorine can just get input onto there on the normal output. That doesn't matter if that fills up. And then that needs to push down into there. And I'll push the vinyl chloride down into there. And it needs to extract from there are the hydrochloric acids. And the vinyl chloride then gets put into here with oxygen, and that can just put as much oxygen as it needs in it. That doesn't really matter too much. That'll fill with oxygen, that'll push down into there. And then that just needs to push down into there. And then that can extract from there. The PVC sheets. We just need to do ethylene in there. Oh, this drives me nuts. Why does this... Oh, I wonder if that's... I wonder if that's the, what was messed up. Or the other thing that might have been messed up with this. Batch rendering. Yeah, that messed that up. By the looks of it. Oh, shit. Does that need to... Circuit one. Right, so that'll go into there. Why do I have hydrochloric... Oh, fuck me. I forgot about that. That's going to push the hydrochloric acid down into there as well, isn't it? We do have this. Although these are not always the best. That's not going to go in there, is it? No, I didn't think so. God damn it. Current debate on going to your eye doctor as your right eye has been really painful for like the last 2 days. That doesn't sound good. So that shouldn't put the hydrochloric acid down into there now. Turn that into PVC. We need to make sure we got a drawer space for the PVC. Or the polyvinyl chloride sheets. It doesn't really matter where. That will do for now. I need to make a couple of emitters. Actually, let's make a recipe for the emitters. We are going to be using a lot of these. Put that there. And that's there.
Oh, I see. Running away, you yellow bastard!
Take your little plague rat to the vet. Alright, no worries. Let us know how it goes, Quiet. Alright, so liquid polyethylene. If we set this with a limit of, say, 2048 buckets for now of polyethylene. And we want it to run only when there's a signal. So emit when levels are below that limit. And we want this to run when it has a signal. And then this. We'll do the same with polyvinyl chloride sheets. Emit when levels are below that. And that will run when it has a signal. And then to here, we need to input how are we going to do this? This just needs to be oxygen, doesn't it? We'll insert all the oxygen that we might need. And then if we do another extract from there, this may not work overly well, I'm not sure. But if we just output like 1 bucket every 30 seconds. We can always speed these up if we need to. That's what, every 600 ticks? I put 1 bucket every 600 ticks. Not. We need more fluid cards. Wondering if it's better to do the use a redstone card on this instead and turn this off with the redstone card so this doesn't fill up. Well, I guess I do have counting filters as well. Is something I should probably be making heavier use of. Actually, that's going to be a better way of doing it, isn't it? For this, at least. Ethylene. If we make sure like there's never more than a bucket of ethylene in there. Actually, that being said, I can do this all in here. If we make sure there's never any more than a bucket of each in there. And that shouldn't be needed. Let's just make sure this kicks on when there is less. Right, working enabled. Okay, so we just need circuits. So yeah, when there is less than however much we set it to, it should kick on. When there's more, it will turn off again. Yeah, there will be plenty of ways we can sort this out later when we have easier access to a lot of stuff, but that should now be working. And we should have PVC sheets. Yes. Okay, so we've got polyvinyl chloride sheets coming in. We should do. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we are getting polyvinyl chloride sheets in. We might need to speed that up slightly, but I don't want to go and have a quick look at it. And make sure everything is running as we need it. I would like to make a lot. If I could make a whole bunch of limited or counting filters, those will be absolutely worth it. Speaking of which, actually, we also need to make vacuum tubes craftable. Because we are going to need quite a few of these. Do that. And then we need... Oh, not annealed copper. We don't want annealed copper. Wait, no, we do want annealed copper, don't we? Because annealed copper will give us more. I'm rapidly running out of space for wire patterns. Although this, we do need to multiply it, I believe, by 8. Yeah, 144 millibuckets. There we go. Okay. Extractor. And these are no circuit ones, right? Let's put that in there for now. Okay. Hopefully that shouldn't take too long to craft. The wire mills are the things that are taking the most time for us at the minute, it seems. Yeah, once they've gone through the wire mills, it's fine. Okay, right, so we can make the vacuum tubes at least. We need those largely for the laser I/O stuff. I've got to be running short on HV circuits now. No, I still got almost half a stack. Could be worse. Okay, right. Polyvinyl chloride sheets are not coming in very quickly, though, which is a little concerning. What's supposed to be going into there? I'm not sure. Yeah, we're running into issues with... Wait, actually, can we start making overclocker upgrades a little easier now? Oh yeah, they should be nice and easy to make now. Okay, that's actually made this life a lot easier. But what's supposed to be going into there that isn't? Oxygen. Why is oxygen not going into there? Where the hell is stuff going? If it's not going into there. There's oxygen there. Why are you not fucking outputting oxygen? Allowless, basic filter, oxygen gas. Why? Why? Is all I can say. Why? Like, it's not like you're moving fluids anywhere else. Oh, I think what's happening is it's waiting on... I'm going to have to redo the whole thing, I think. I think it's waiting on those other ones. While those have got a... I think it kind of cycles through each of the cards in turn. And since some of them have got like a 30-second wait on them, they're not really working. Ah, fuck. That's okay. That's fixable. Oops. We're kind of in that horrible stage right now of kind of getting infrastructure set up, but it not quite being set up properly. Can these... I don't know if these can be done in an LV autoclave. Yeah, they can. Let's just make a bunch of double electrical steel plates. I really don't get why this is... No, I don't get why this is doing what it's doing. Why are you deciding that you do not want to accept oxygen anymore? What is wrong with you? This is why I like to have things separated. There's less issues like this. I'm genuinely not sure, though, why it doesn't want to output oxygen to here. I am exceptionally confused. Because now we just got a bunch of vinyl chloride just stuck in here. I'm going to need to redo this. I don't know why it's choosing to be a pain in my ass. Okay, right. Let's make a few more overclocker upgrades. Ah, right. We just make like 16 of those. We are starting to run short of LV circuits now. Is not ideal. Oh, we're going to need to make some advanced cards as well, aren't we? Which we have not got the stuff set up for. Or at least haven't got a recipe for yet. If we just do like 8 of those for now. Did I take them out of here at all? I did. Okay, let's... Oh, I also needed a whole bunch of filters as well, and... preferably counting filters. Are the iron bars going to be a pain in... Do I have... Ah, yes, the iron bars are going to be a pain. Because we're going to need another... We're literally going to have to go and make an assembler purely for making iron bars. That seems slightly overkill. If we just do 60 of those, we'll just make a bunch of them manually for now. Alright, we're going to need to make observers. Right, that should give us most of what we need. And that should give some more iron bars. If we can turn those into... I've got 28 in there, right? Yeah. 28 counting filters. Counting filters are great for just being able to limit throughput of things. To make sure, like, when things get turned off, they get turned off. Okay, this all needs to go. And we'll restart this. Alright, so... I think what we want to do is make sure that we only ever keep enough for, like, one recipe in here at any given time. That way, when things do get shut off, there will never be it will never like back up at all. And we're going to have to make it so we're not auto outputting from these at all either. We'll have to move things around using the laser nodes. It's going to mean a few more extra cards in them, but I think it should be fine. It should work out reasonably well. So basically what we're going to need to do is in here we need, I think it's 2 buckets of chlorine, 1 bucket of ethylene. So 2 buckets of chlorine, 1 bucket of ethylene. We don't want any more than that in there at any given time. Didn't I make a bunch of overclocker upgrades? Am I going blind? I am going blind. So that should only ever put enough for 1 bucket in there at any given time. And then if we want to insert into here. Oh, it gets awkward with the routing of things. Because we need to take the hydrochloric acid out of there and put it back into here. And we'll filter what we can put into there. So that needs to extract on black. We're also going to want to extract on orange as well when it comes to it. And then we'll insert into there. What goes into there for the polyvinyl chloride? 1 bucket of oxygen, 144 millibuckets of vinyl chloride. How do I get that down to 144 millibuckets? Although, let's actually double that up to 288. Just so it's got enough in there for a couple of recipes. Or we could just say leave it at 1, no more than, never have any more than 1 bucket in there. Which is probably a better way of doing it. I do kind of wish, this is one thing that that modern industrialization did actually do quite well, is that you could limit the amount that could go into a particular slot. That's like one of the very few things that it did do quite well. That one's set into there. I shouldn't be extracting anything from here at the moment. And that'll go down to there, and then that will extract. And insert into there. I do like to make sure everything gets filtered. Polyvinyl chloride sheets, and we also need, there should be wood pulp in here. Those should be the only items going into there. And then when this gets over a certain amount, that should shut off anyway. Right, let's double check that. If we set that to 16, yeah, that should turn off. Perfect. Okay. That's all going into there. And then for the polyethylene, we just need a bucket of oxygen and 144 millibuckets of polyethylene. But we'll add to 288 ethylene. Although this shouldn't be doing anything yet anyway. I'm going the wrong way. if I take that out of there, that will refill it. Fantastic. And then we just need to extract from there. And then, right, what are we inserting into there? We know we're doing the hydrochloric acid. Diluted sulfuric acid and ethylene need to go in there as well. And polyethylene. And then just make sure this is working. Yep, seems to be. Perfect. That appears to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. Hey, Tyler. I hope you're well. I've got a few extra iron bars in there. Right. Okay, so that is PVC and polyethylene sorted. The PVC sheets, though, really aren't coming in quickly enough. We are backing up a lot on ethylene, so... It's done the same thing again. It's now not getting... It's not getting oxygen in there. It worked one time, and then it just stopped. Is it? Wrong ones. No, it's just not getting... Don't need that in there anymore. What? Why? I genuinely do not understand why this is... Is it because we've got 16 buckets of vinyl chloride in there? No. So, why are you... That's it. Why are you the way you are? I mean, I could understand if it was sending stuff out to other places, but it's not. Why was it continuing to pump ethylene into there? Why did it put 16 buckets of ethylene in there? Have the same problem in your electrolyzer? It doesn't make a lot of sense. See, now it's putting oxygen in there. I don't understand why it's putting... And now it's putting 288 millibuckets in there. Now it's doing what it's supposed to do. I'm so confused. What on earth are you actually doing? Like, this is keeping in what it's supposed to keep in here now. What if we do start this going again? These are all supposed to be underclocked, aren't they? We don't need them running at MV. Like, when there's a bucket of oxygen in there, it's fine. When the oxygen's in there, it's fine, but when there's... When it's empty, when that first slot is empty, it's doing weird things. Hey, Gil. So, I think we need to make sure we keep, like, 2 recipes worth in here at all times. What do you mean by interface it in? Hideyoshi. Yeah, it seems to be, so long as when that first slot is not filled, it seems to go a little weird. Oh no, I won't do that. I don't like doing it that way. Well, this is pretty much exactly... Although that is pretty much what we're doing. We're just limiting the amount that goes in there. Because there's no point in having, say, an extra 14 buckets of oxygen somewhere that's never going to be needed. It's just 14 buckets of oxygen that could potentially be used elsewhere. It's just kind of somewhat wasteful. Right, if I turn that off for a minute... I want oxygen in that first... I want oxygen in that first... Hold on. I want oxygen in there. I know how the recipes work. I have particular ways I like to do things, Hideyoshi, that's all. They may not necessarily make sense to other people, but they just make my life a little easier. I don't like to have, like, more materials in somewhere, especially in passive crafting things, than is strictly needed. It's just a good practice to get into as far as I'm concerned. Just keep what you need in there. Well, again, this one could probably do with being fixed slightly as well. Having those in there, and also setting that to the recipe's worth on each of them. Should be fine. There we go, right. But this, for me, isn't just about getting it working, it's about getting it working efficiently and in a way that I'm happy with. Which we seem to be doing. Although the PVC sheets, I would like them to be coming in a little quicker, but there's not a lot we can do about that. We are mostly getting slowed down by this. Can we actually turn this step into MV without running into power issues? I should go up to what, 120 EU? We've only got a 4 amp converter on here at the minute. 120, 120. Not sure how much the distillery's using actually. Hundreds. Now, we can't realistically put this on MV. It's fine anyway. It's doing what it needs to do. Okay. One way or another, we have polyvinyl chloride sheets, which is what we're working towards. So, with that being said, the main thing we're working towards is plastic printed circuit boards. These should be easy enough to do now. We can, for the time being at least, make these requestable. They will be passived in the not too distant future. All of that should be fine. Wait, am I going to need a higher tier? No, I was going to say, am I going to need a higher tier chemical reactor for this, but we're good. Shouldn't be too long before we get to PTFE and large chemical reactors, though, which is going to be nice. Okay, right. So we should be able to make... Wait, do we need anything at any of this slot for the quests? No, just the plastic substrate. Alright. We just grab one of those for now. What do they actually take? Ouch, 30 seconds. Well, 15 seconds. There we go. Plastic printed circuit. Oh, I'm doing it again. Plastic printed circuit boards. Let's explain that. Playing the quest there already. Alright, so the third and final tier of Tier 1 circuits. We do need to upgrade our circuit assemblers, though. Which means we do need MV emitters, which should be very much doable. Just need electron rods. Oh, right, that's a good point. I need to put the, I need to put more silicon balls through, don't I? We may as well get as many of these as we can. Very little reason not to at the moment. Right, how much... Well, aside from gallium arsenide being a thing. We just do another 32. That would be... Each one takes half a stack, so we need another 16 stacks of silicon. That should be good. Okay. So we are going to need 2 of these. Did you ever get to a point where you can make the energy? Infinite GT energy unit emitter? You can. Interesting. Actually surprises me. Although I think they're removing that, aren't they? Creative power. In favour of... Oh god, what was the name of it? But it did sound absolutely awesome. From what I can tell. Yeah, they're removing creative power at the end of the day in favour of... Was it the Black Hole Energy Accumulation and Translocation Station? A bit of a mouthful, but... Right, what else do we need? 4 conveyors, 2 robot arms. That's going. We should have a tiny bit more rubber in there. I need to get this set up to be passive as well. Unfortunately, there is only so much time in the day. Oh, fuck. There's also something else I haven't set up yet as well. Actually, we've now got 115 buckets of diluted sulfuric acid, and that needs to be undiluted. Right, one thing I do want to check. With the diluted acids, is the setup for processing them exactly the same? No, of course it's not. Why would it be? Is it 60 millibuckets or 80 millibuckets? That's okay, though. We should be... I'm just wondering if I'm wondering if I can set up the distilleries to work for both of them. We should be able to, though. If we set these up just over here for now. Just having them on LV should be fine for now, but I think I am going to do them separately, so we have the ones for hydrochloric acid on one side and ones for sulfuric acid on the other. We are probably going to want a 4 amp LV converter for that. I think. Wait, how much do they take power-wise? Yeah. Alright. Okay. And we just need more lasers. And more covered cables. I don't know if we're going to have enough to connect this. Oh no, we should be fine. Alright, everything has power. That should be connected. And we just want to send out diluted sulfuric and diluted hydrochloric acid. If we do these for sulfuric, if that is what we currently have. I'm curious if we can do it with this as well. Sulfuric acid. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I don't know if I like it either. Like, I like the idea of having a specific input. It just uses up considerably more cards. Right, and these need to be on... what circuit? Circuit 1. Right, you should not be running out of power now. Oh, and you will do until... turn you off and on again. There we go. There we go. Right, okay. That does not appear to be working, though. The stocking. I wonder why it works with the items and not the fluids. Strange. Okay, well... let's do the way we'd normally do it. Alright, that should take care of a little bit of the sulfuric acid. I never changed that back, did I? That was supposed to be on 2048. Okay. Alright, so we've got those. We need copper cables. We're going to need to move the atomic reconstructor over there as well. Oh, and get a 4-amp converter as well. We can't switch this over yet anyway, can we? Alright, we've got the 4-amp converter, and then we just need to bring this over with us. Oh, and energetic alloy cables. Of which we probably need a few more. On the plus side, my keyboard's stopped doing weird things now. Which, to be fair in itself, is also a little bit confusing. As to why it suddenly stopped. Right, so if we get rid of all of this. That's that and that. And then replace them with that, that, and that. Should just be able to hook this up. Make sure I have actually got everything properly sorted out. And do that. We have power. Beautiful. Okay. We have MV circuit assemblers. Alright, so that gives us another quest. With the advanced circuit assembling machine, a new theme of circuits is available. Hooray. Okay. So, first things first, let's get the LV ones figured out. For those, we do need CPU chips. I do believe we do not have any CPU chips. We don't. We are probably going to want to, at this point, set up the actual, like some proper laser engravers. So we can start requesting various wafers and circuits. Is there any situation where we're going to need the wafers directly, or are they always... No, they're not always just going to go into a cutter. Okay, so we do want to set up the cutters and the laser engravers separately. I was thinking we could just have the laser engravers and just push them straight into the cutters, but I don't think that's going to work. Anyway, chat, I think I'm going to call it there. I'm really not having a great day today. I've been struggling a lot this week. So I do apologize, but I am going to call it there. Thank you everybody for being here. I do apologize again for the not so great streams lately. I should hopefully be back tomorrow, but I'm not going to make any promises. If we are, we'll be back on New Stone Hollow tomorrow. I've been looking forward to getting back to that actually, and kind of playing around a little bit more on there. Hopefully I'll be in a better kind of mental headspace tomorrow. But thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate it. Alright guys, I will catch you all tomorrow. Have an amazing rest of your day, everybody. And I'll talk to you soon.